My session with Laurie-Ann was so helpful in giving me the clarity and the confidence that I really needed to pursue speaking as a key marketing channel and strategy for me and for my business. Before talking to Laurie-Ann, I just felt overwhelmed. Where do I start looking? How do I even research where I should be pitching, who I should be speaking to, or audiences that I should be speaking in front of? It felt this black hole of information where I had heard so many different rumors about what I needed, what I didn't need, my sizzle, this, that, and the other. And it just left me feeling overwhelmed. When I reached out to Laurie-Ann, I don't know how I can navigate this world or find the time to navigate something that feels so hard to figure out. And after an hour together, my speaker page was updated because of what she told me. I felt like I knew exactly where to look to reach out to meeting planners and different opportunities for speaking. And I just left feeling like, okay, this is not this big scary thing that I can't do. This is something that I can totally handle, that I can totally figure out. And her advice is exactly what pointed me in that direction and really left me feeling like I can do this.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Well, hello, all my in-demand listeners. This is Laurie-Ann, and you are listening to Be in Demand. This is the podcast all about leveraging speaking opportunities to use as your best form of marketing. Because as the speaker, you get positioned as the expert, you get to monetize your message, and you get to attract the perfect ideal clients. Because if you're a coach, a consultant, or a service provider, then you are using speaking as your best form of marketing. You've heard me say over and over again, speaking's the fastest way to grow your business. And today we are going to be talking about who's in your audience. You're going to have several different types of people. So your talk, your presentation, your speech is not just about delivering this phenomenal, great content and all these wonderful tips and overwhelm the audience. It's about helping the people that are in front of you. All of them, all the different personalities, the different stages of the problem awareness to help them make a decision. So I've got 3 different types of people that I'm going to be sharing with you. And just as a teaser, they are the doubters, the delayers, and the deciders, the doers, the people who just take action. We're going to go through them one by one. So let's start with the doubters. These are the skeptics that are in the room. But before we go into them, I want you to remember everybody who raised their hand and is in your room, your in-person room, your virtual room, who's watching you on IG stories, who's watching your videos, who attends your Facebook Lives, your LinkedIn Lives, or watches the replays, watching your webinars. They're on your email list. Do not doubt them. All of these people have raised their hand to say that I'm interested in you, your topic, or I have the problem that you solve. I'm interested in hearing more about your thought leadership. These people are willing to spend time and money. And if they didn't actually spend money to watch your webinar, watch your videos that you're creating, all of your free content, listen to your podcast, well, it's still time. They are still investing time. There are so many other, let's just take podcasts, for example. There are so many podcasts that you could be listening to right now, but you are listening to mine. You are listening to this show. I don't take that lightly. I take that very seriously that you trust me enough to show up week after week after week. And it is such a goal of mine that I provide really good content for you, content that will move you forward. Whether you sign up for a call with me or sign up for one of my programs or not, I just want to give you really good value because I want you to see the value of using speaking as your best form of marketing. So let's talk about these 3 different types of people. Okay, let's dive back into the doubters. These are your skeptics that are in the room. They're watching you like a hawk, by the way. They might even be in the back of the room, crossing their arms, just kind of staring at you, looking for a reason not to believe you. Those are those people. Maybe they've been burned before. They probably have been burned before. Maybe they're just naturally skeptical people. They might or might not still be your people. But inside their head, they're thinking to themselves, this sounds great. But will this really work for me? will this work for my industry? So there's this lack of belief, whether that's from getting burned before or just this doubt that nobody in my industry does this. I worked with a high-end hairstylist, and this was at the beginning of a recession. He hired me, and his appointments literally went to 50% occupancy. And that's a lot. And so the goal that we had when he hired me was he wanted to increase that by 30%. Instead of having half of his calendar open with no appointments, he just wanted it to be 20%. So I worked with him and I came up with this solution of, well, why don't you start calling your clients? Like 2 weeks after they've been in your chair, follow up, how is that hairstyle working for you? The products that you bought after your appointment, are they working well for you? His answer to me was, nobody does that. And I said, that's exactly why you should do it. So it took me a little bit. He decided to try this. And so he got a list of all of his clients, and he would make one phone call on the way to work and one phone call on the way home. Now, he did have a lot of clients that would have taken him a long time. So he just started with some of his favorite clients. And he found out so much about his clientele, about why they hadn't booked an appointment, that they'd been meaning to book an appointment. And guess what? He had 100% occupancy. That's right. He filled his appointment slots, even though there was a recession going on. All because he did something different that other hairstylists don't do. So he was a skeptic, but he tried it anyways. He was a little reluctant at first, but I just shared with him like a new way. I showed him what this could look like. I didn't tell him what to do. It was just like, imagine what it might be like for your clients to get a phone call from their hairstylist checking in on them. And that really sold him. So the people that are skeptics that are in your audience. So how do you work with the skeptics, the doubters that are in your audience? Here's something that you can say. So this is kind of like the 17 magical phrases. There are conversational statements, phrases that you can use throughout your presentation that talk to these people. Some of you are probably wondering if this actually will work. That literally calls out all the people that are thinking that. And they're just like inside, they're going, yeah, she's talking right to me. Another way is to give them a way to test drive this. Do you have a freebie, a challenge, something that's low cost? What is that next easy step that they can get to know you a little bit better? See what your coaching style is like, what your service is like. It's almost like at the grocery store when there's people that have little samples of this new product or new food that the grocery store is trying to promote. It's like the appetizer to a good meal. So don't ignore these people. Definitely do not ignore these people, because they could become your biggest fans. And if you want to learn how to tell stories and case studies from the stage that engage your audience, while at the same time handling the objections that your audience is thinking, feeling, and believing, go back and listen to episode 196. It is all about storytelling and how to handle those objections from the stage in a very matter-of-fact way. So let's move on to number 2. These are your delayers. These are the let me think about it people in the crowd. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you've been one of them. I think in different situations, we can fall into any of these categories. And so your delayers, they love what you're saying, but their brain is easily, coming up with some excuses. And those excuses are usually around fear, belief in themselves. This has not been done before. Do I have enough time? How much time will this take? How much money will this cost? So those are the things that are going to start to rummage around inside of their brain. And those are going to become the roadblocks that you need to overcome. Again, storytelling is going to be one great way. But their inner dialogue is, this sounds amazing. I just need to think about it. And we both know that whenever you or I have ever said, I need to think about it, we never really think about it. It's just that excuse to be able to walk away. So your delayers, here's what you need to do for them. Give them a safe step, something that they can say yes to. It's almost the same thing as your doubters, a free call, a small offer, like that little appetizer, a little sampling. But the great thing about your delayers is that they don't need to have 4, 5, 6, 7 follow-ups. Like in marketing, they say like there has to be like 14 touch points now before people act. Your delayers who are in your audience just need a little bit of reinsurance. So again, go back to the storytelling. Storytelling is so powerful. And it says in a story what you don't need to say in your speech, using the power of story to handle those objections. Go listen to the episode. Listen to episode 196. It really talks about how you can address those objections without actually addressing those objections. And in truth, like I had a client who had booked a sales call with me, and then a year and a half later came back and booked another sales call. And I remember on that sales call, her saying, your prices have gone up, but I wasn't ready the first time I met you. Now I'm ready to hire you, even though I'm paying more. And I've just always remembered that story because she was a little bit of a delayer. She needed to go away and come back. She needed a little bit more of a nudge. And she was definitely afraid of public speaking and really got over her fear. And it was just a beautiful thing to work with her for a year. We worked together, and just to see her confidence and to see her blossom into becoming that speaker that was taught. And she talks about storytelling. So never think that your delayers are rejecting you. They just need a little bit more time. So stay visible with them and nurture the relationship a little bit more, because that's all that they probably need. And then they're going to open that door, and they're going to be the ones that are raising their hand and saying, I'm ready. So let's move on to the third one. These are probably going to be your favorite people. These are the take my money now, please. Have you ever been in this sort of a situation where it's just like, please, I want the, just get to the punchline, hurry up, give me the link so I can buy now. These are your folks. They're ready to act like the second that you finish speaking, or probably even before you finish speaking. I remember watching an Alex Hermosi webinar for it was for his second book. And literally, as he was going through his pitch at the end, I literally had my credit card in my hand and was had a number in mind. I'm like, all right, here's the max that I am willing to pay for whatever he is selling. And then he gave it all away. He was just like, it's all free. And it was such an experience that the roller coaster ride that he took the audience on was really funny to watch and experience as a speaker. So I was definitely, when I was in his audience, I was a decider. I wanted to give him money. And why is it that they are just willing to give you their money? Because they're looking for a solution right now. And they found you. So it's where do I sign up is what's going on in their mind. Where is the buy button? Show me the code. Show me the URL so I can go sign up the QR code. They're just like, show me. I want to give you money. I want to pay for this now. I want to solve this problem. So make sure you make it super easy for them. If these people have to search for the offer, here's the URL, and you want to go here and go there. There's forms in the back of the room. We're passing out order forms right now. I have my books in the back of the room. Make it super easy. Have a fast action bonus, like a really good fast action, even a limited amount of spots. That's what will also move these people. And also those having a little bit more urgency could also help the delay siders, is what I'm calling them. Have you ever been sort of like in between? You're not really a delayer, but you're not really a decider. You're just like right there in between. And sometimes those limited spaces is going to put you over the edge and like, okay, I'm done. I'm in. Okay, so those are the 3 different people that I wanted you to understand that are in your audience. And just because somebody is a doubter does not mean that they're not interested. Keep in mind, they raised their hand to be in your audience, to watch your IG lives, to watch your videos, to watch the replays, to listen to your podcast. Thank you, podcast listeners, by the way. And your delayers, they just need a little nudge to know that this is the right thing. This is the right next step for them. So having that free call, being able to speak to you in the back of the room about their unique situation, they just need a little bit of extra loving. And your deciders, well, like they just want to give you their money. They want to solve this problem right here, right now. So make it easy for them. So if you are finally ready to use speaking as your best form of marketing, I want you to book a speaker success call. And I am going to put my money where my mouth is. I am going to walk my talk. And if you're a decider, you already know that you want to work with me. So book the darn call and let's have a conversation. And if you're a delayer, I get it. You just want to think about it a little bit more. So let's talk through the different options and make sure that you choose the right path, because I have several ways that I work with clients and I can help you figure out which one is best for you. And if you're a doubter, you're still a little skeptical, that's okay. Book the call, ask me questions, and let's see if speaking actually is a good fit for you. So the link to book your speaker success call is down below. And either way, your audience is waiting for you, so let's get you visible and be in demand.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.